Any financial planner's clients over the years buy a stock and it goes down. You know, we tend to fall in love with companies, but they don't love us back. It's so you buy a stock. I'm going to use an example. You buy a stock at $55 a share. It goes down to $50 a share. Your client's not happy. You're not happy. Of course, he's throwing darts. She's throwing darts, trying to pick a winner. So you tell your client, next time your dad or your grandfather says, "Oh, I bought this stock in the drop," you're going to grab out that napkin from that Thanksgiving dinner, and you're going to show this to your grandfather, and he's going to think you're a genius. He's going to think you're a genius. Here's what we do. All we're going to do is we're going to buy a call out the money. You know, we're going to buy it at 50. I probably should have put some. And then we're going to sell 2 calls halfway up. So if the stock dropped 5, then okay, halfway up. In this case, this particular stock is very heavily traded, so there's a lot of option choices. So 52.50, slightly out of the money, or halfway out of the money, halfway up between what you bought it at and what it's at. Okay. Now here's my question: is this a covered position? That's what I wasn't thinking. Is this covered? Are those? You got 2 calls here. You got 2 calls. Are those calls covered? Anyone? Anyone? Calvin says yes, but you've heard my presentation. Here's why it is covered. Here's why it is covered. Because of course you own 100 shares, that covers it. But you also own a call. Right? So you can call at 50 and deliver at 52. So yes, you're covered on both. A covered call doesn't mean you only own the online. And it's interesting, a lot of textbooks say covered calls if you own online.
Right.
Well, yeah, but if you also owned the other side of that trade, a lowest strike, you're covered too. Right. Because what? I can call at 50. I can call somebody, they can give me the stock at 50, and I can deliver the stock at 52.50. So I am covered. As long as I have the ability to guarantee delivery of the stock at 52.50, then I'm covered. And I do, because I bought a call at 50, and I sold 2 calls at 52.50. Does that make sense to everybody? Is that confusing? And if it's confusing, it's okay, because first time you see options, it's like, what? So there's no stupid questions.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys.
You know? But this is a cool strategy. Okay, so what are we doing here? Well, here's what we're talking about. This is a real trade, so we're going to look at it. And we're going to look at, we talked last time about carry costs. Well, if I buy a call at the money, it's going to cost me the most time value is right at the money. So I'm going to pay a lot of money. I'm going to pay $1.95 for that. But when I sell 2 calls, at 52.50, I'm going to get 95 cents a call. Bring in times 2 of $1.90. So this trade is going to cost me a whopping 5 basis points to do this trade. 5 basis points. That's my carrying cost. 5 basis points. Now, if the stock just goes halfway back, just goes back to 52.50, okay, what happens is stock gets called away. I make $2.50 on the gain because the stock was at 50 and now it's at 52.50. But guess what? I have intrinsic value, I have real value in my option of 52.50. So guess what? I'm back to 55 minus 5 basis points. So I'm at 54.95. And the stock only went back halfway. And you could use this in any case. If the stock drops, you know, any stock that drops any amount, if you use this strategy, you can accelerate and help the client recover.